In a commanding display of basketball prowess, the Oklahoma City Thunder delivered a resounding statement on the court by defeating the Brooklyn Nets 121-91 in a matchup that left fans and analysts alike stunned. From the opening tip, it was evident that the Thunder were in a different gear, showcasing a blend of offensive precision and defensive intensity that the Nets could not counter. The atmosphere at Barclays Center was electric, with fans sensing early that they were witnessing a game that could define the Thunder's trajectory this season. Oklahoma City's strategy was clear: push the pace, exploit defensive lapses, and force Brooklyn into uncomfortable positions, and the execution was flawless. The first quarter set the tone for the entire game. The Thunder came out with relentless energy, moving the ball quickly, setting solid screens, and capitalizing on transition opportunities. Gilgeous-Alexander orchestrated the offense with surgical precision, weaving through defenders and creating open looks for himself and his teammates. His court vision was unmatched, finding Josh Giddey and Gilgeous-Dort in stride for easy baskets. The Nets, on the other hand, seemed disoriented from the start, struggling to find rhythm against Oklahoma City's suffocating defensive schemes. Every attempt to penetrate the paint was met with a wall of hands and bodies, forcing Brooklyn into hurried jumpers and contested shots. By the end of the opening quarter, the Thunder had already carved out a significant lead, signaling that this game might not see a competitive second half. Defense was the hallmark of Oklahoma City's performance, as the Thunder demonstrated why they are becoming known as one of the most disruptive teams in the league. Gilgeous-Dort and Kenrich Williams executed on-ball pressure to perfection, harassing Brooklyn's guards and cutting off passing lanes. Every drive to the basket by the Nets met a team ready to collapse the paint, contest shots, and grab defensive rebounds to fuel the fast break. Defensive rotations were crisp, with each player aware of his responsibilities, demonstrating a synergy that comes from meticulous preparation and team chemistry. The Thunder's commitment to defense not only frustrated the Nets but also generated easy scoring opportunities, turning stops into points in rapid succession. Brooklyn's struggles were compounded by their inability to establish an inside presence. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, typically the pillars of the Nets' offense, found themselves isolated and out of sync. Durant faced constant double teams whenever he touched the ball, and Irving struggled to find space as the Thunder's defense anticipated every move. The Nets attempted to adjust by increasing their three-point attempts, but Oklahoma City's perimeter defenders stayed disciplined, closing out shooters effectively and contesting every shot without fouling. The result was a nightmarish shooting performance for Brooklyn, with their field goal percentage dipping well below season averages. The contrast between the two teams was stark. The Thunder were efficient, balanced, and dynamic, while the Nets looked disjointed, stagnant, and increasingly desperate as the clock wound down. Offensively, Oklahoma City executed a masterclass in spacing, ball movement, and shot selection. Gilgeous-Alexander's playmaking was complemented by Giddey's creativity and Dort's slashing ability, creating a multi-dimensional attack that left Brooklyn scrambling. The Thunder employed a mixture of pick-and-roll sets, off-ball screens, and quick ball reversals, forcing the Nets to defend every inch of the court. Mid-range jumpers, corner threes, and high-percentage drives to the basket all found their mark, contributing to a steadily growing lead. Each player seemed to understand their role within the system, moving without the ball, cutting to the basket at the right moments, and rotating defensively to cover for teammates when necessary. The offensive cohesion was so seamless that even when individual brilliance wasn't on display, the team's collective effort created scoring opportunities that were virtually impossible to stop. Bench contributions further amplified the Thunder's dominance. Ty Jerome, Victor Oladipo, and other reserves came in with energy, hitting shots and maintaining the defensive intensity that the starters had established. Each substitution seemed to preserve, if not increase, the team's momentum, preventing any potential rally from the Nets. Brooklyn, in contrast, struggled to get consistent production from their bench, relying heavily on their stars, who were increasingly fatigued by the Thunder's relentless pace. The disparity in depth became apparent as the game progressed, with Oklahoma City's second unit seamlessly integrating into the rhythm and maintaining a level of intensity that Brooklyn simply could not match. The second quarter continued in the same vein as the first, with the Thunder steadily expanding their lead. Oklahoma City's defensive prowess forced turnovers that were immediately converted into points in transition, creating a widening gap that the Nets could not bridge. Gilgeous-Alexander's leadership on the court was evident not only in his scoring and passing but also in how he orchestrated team movements, signaling plays, and encouraging teammates to maintain focus and discipline. Dort's athleticism and relentless effort on both ends of the court disrupted Brooklyn's offensive flow, while Giddey's court vision enabled a constant barrage of cutting, passing, and scoring opportunities. The Thunder were operating like a well-oiled machine, and every possession seemed to reinforce their dominance over the opposition. By halftime, Oklahoma City had built a commanding lead, and while some analysts expected Brooklyn to mount a comeback in the second half, the Thunder showed no signs of letting up. The third quarter was a continuation of the first half's narrative. Disciplined defense, efficient offense, and a relentless pace that forced the Nets into mistakes. The Thunder's ability to control the tempo was a testament to their preparation and strategic execution. Every fast break, every contested shot, and every rebound was a reflection of their focus on fundamentals, team chemistry, and strategic discipline. The Nets found themselves playing catch-up, unable to establish any sustained offensive rhythm, and increasingly frustrated by the Thunder's consistent pressure and execution. Throughout the game, Oklahoma City's coaching staff demonstrated excellent in-game adjustments. Head coach Mark Daigneault deployed rotations that maximized matchups, ensured defensive coverage, and optimized offensive opportunities. Timeout strategies were used to reinforce focus, recalibrate defensive schemes, and provide guidance to young players stepping into high-pressure situations. The coaching decisions not only maintained the team's momentum but also highlighted the Thunder's depth, versatility, and preparedness, reflecting a culture of accountability and strategic awareness that has become increasingly apparent in recent seasons. As the fourth quarter commenced, the outcome was essentially decided, but the Thunder maintained intensity to secure a resounding 121-91 victory. The scoreboard reflected more than just numbers. It represented a statement of intent, signaling that Oklahoma City is emerging as a formidable force in the league. Fans cheered every defensive stop and every fast break dunk, appreciating a performance that combined tactical mastery, athletic excellence,